How can I know what pieces go together so I don't have the anxiety of trying on everything in my closet and still feel like I have nothing to wear? Such a common question, such a common issue. And honestly, you know what's really interesting is that depends on how your wardrobe has been bought. Now, there's so many different wardrobes and different styles of wardrobes, and I've been into so many wardrobes over the years. And I'll always remember going into one wardrobe where the client said, I've got nothing to wear. And I got in there and I saw this wardrobe full of clothes, and I'm thinking, she's got to have something in here to put together. But what I discovered is she was a hero buyer. So she bought lots and lots of heroes, and nothing actually went together. Now, I had another client who had the same lament. She's, going, I've got nothing in here to wear. I've got lots of clothes, nothing to wear. And I got in there and I discovered her real issue was the principle of volume. And this is one of the principles of coordination. So when you learn these principles of coordination, it becomes easy to put things together. So there are 4 principles of coordination. There's the principle of volume, related shapes, related lines, and level of refinement. So there are 4 principles of coordination. So when you understand these, and I've written lots of blog posts about them, it then actually starts to make it easier to go, well, how do I put things together? Well, I need to think about the principle of volume. So this client, all her clothes were voluminous. Every single garment was voluminous, and it's very hard to put 2 voluminous pieces of clothing together without swamping you. And the more petite you are, the harder that becomes. When you're very, very tall, you can get away with more, 2 voluminous pieces of clothing. But for the rest of us, it just swamps us and it doesn't work. So the principle of volume says, we want 1 more voluminous garment with 1 slimmer garment. And so therefore we can coordinate things more easily. This client, everything was voluminous, so nothing did go together. And one of the things we had to do was go out and shop for slimmer bottoms to go with her voluminous tops and slimmer tops to go with her voluminous bottoms. So we think about that. We can think about the principle of coordination of related lines. So this is how the lines on garments relate to each other. There's also related shapes. And this is a wonderful thing when we think about how do I coordinate things. It's like, well, how do I coordinate, jewelry and accessories and other elements of design in an outfit? And it's looking at what are the shapes I'm seeing and can I relate those shapes together? So, like if I've got a floral blouse, for example, I may not want to put earrings on that are sharp triangles because they just won't relate to each other. But versus if I look for a hoop or a round earring, that floral blouse and those hoop earrings are going to relate in shape to each other. So this is where we can think about, and related shape can be used for so many different aspects of style, like the neckline of your outfit and the style of a necklace. I mean, there's just so many things that really relates to, putting outfits together. So kind of getting that, those related shapes, those related lines, a level of refinement. And this is how, dressed up to dressed down a garment is. When we think about our top level of refinement, it's much more formal. So either formal business or formal evening sort of clothes, down to our kind of what I call mid-level, which is your smart casual to casual, but it's never sloppy. So it's your relaxed business, what most of us wear to work these days, down to kind of just the regular everyday casual. And then we've got what I call that level 3, which is outdoor leisure. So if it's something you would wear to do an outdoor leisure activity, it is a level 3. And it's how we can coordinate within a level and outside of those levels, but how some levels just don't relate to each other, so shouldn't be put together. So when we're thinking about those principles of coordination, you can find them on the blog. I'll put some links in here afterwards. You can then understand how to put outfits together. So this again too comes down to knowledge and education. So style education is always the answer. And if outfits is something that you really struggle with, I do recommend my outfit masterclass. It will lead you through understanding more about your personality and how you will want to put outfits together, because it's a really personal thing. What works for me is not necessarily what's going to work for you. And because this is personal and working out what is right for you. And I've got a whole really kind of interesting way inside that outfit masterclass that will help you kind of identify the flavors of your outfit and how you want to put them together in a way that is relevant and right for you. So this is where it always comes down to that style knowledge. It always comes down to lost my question. There it is. Just just looking up to make sure there's nothing I have left out of this. Yeah, so it could be, why you have nothing to wear is actually your clothes don't go together. It could be like my clients who actually had nothing to wear. It could be like another wardrobe I went into where packed full wardrobe, but the majority of everything in there was very formal wear, which wasn't her everyday life. She did do a lot of formal activities, but because that was crowding out the everyday life, then when we actually got all the really formal out into another wardrobe, we discovered there was almost no clothes to wear, and what she did have was almost all worn out. So this is where we've got to figure out, like, if your wardrobe is full of things that are, 20 years old and out of date, yes, you'll have nothing to wear. You'll have this appearance of a wardrobe full of clothes. But if clothes don't go together for some reason or other, whether it's one of the principles of coordination, that maybe things are too relaxed, you're trying to mix things that just don't go together, colors that don't go together. I mean, all these things, and this is where that value of having a color palette is so great. And just the other day on my 7 Steps Q&A, one of my members said, I just am loving having my palette because now my whole wardrobe goes together. It's really easy to create outfits. And I went traveling recently and it was really easy to pack because I knew that everything was going to work together so I could take less clothes and have more outfits. So this is always why when we get the right style knowledge, when we start applying those things, the color, the body shape, the personality, all those sorts of things together, it becomes much easier. We stop buying clothes that don't work for our body or don't work for our proportions, and it starts making it easier to put outfits together, but we've got to get that style knowledge first. So if you're really keen to stop having these feelings of being frustrated all the time, if you're sick of struggling with your style, I would love to invite you to 7 Steps Style, where you will learn all these things and you will discover your palette, you will discover everything. And I get daily emails from women who've just joined saying, I'm already getting so much out of it. It's making a massive difference to my style and wardrobe already. And I've only just started. I've just dipped my toe in. And I think that's what I want. I want to make you feel empowered. I want to make you feel confident. I want to make you feel like the best version of you so that you're making the right decisions when you are shopping and making great decisions when you are putting your outfits together. So thank you so much for watching or listening, and I really appreciate your time and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.